Day 33rd. In this part of our practice of 64-day movement along the I Ching matrix, we completely move on to solving issues of only the external side of our world. Here we will make ourselves a socially significant entity. We stop building and filling our inner world with meaning and content here until the next circle. In today's picture of the world, only its gray matrix of 37 identical forms of the flower of life remains. Each of these forms consists of 19 absolutely identical circles. These forms are laid out in 7 layers. The central layer consists of 7 forms. The upper and lower halves of the matrix of our world are mirror images of each other. On the second layer from the central layer, there are 6 forms of the flowers of life. On the third layer from the central layer -5. On the last -4. The matrix of our world is a regular hexagon, with a face and 4 forms of the flower of life, collecting 19 circles each. These forms have no connections between themselves. Each of them is a sovereign and self-sufficient world of our points of view on 37 aspects of the universe space surrounding us. The rejection of connections between the sovereign forms of the flower of life is connected with the concept of teleportation as the maximum possible speed of movement between subjects and objects of our world. Teleportation is the fastest and safest way to move in any space, because it is in no way tied to the measures and methods of measuring spaces. The essence of teleportation in any system of things comes down to the fact that each individual space of this system has a center. And the center of each individual space of any system of things is connected with the center of the system of things itself. All centers of any system of things are the personal space of the one who created this system. Therefore, all centers of any system of things are in no way tied to the measures and methods of measuring spaces. They are tied to the one who created this particular system of things and owns it. And the one who owns each particular system of things can easily and simply move between all its individual centers. Let me remind you, in your system of things, this one is you yourself. The number 37 was formed objectively in the process of building our inner world in relation to the direct order of listing the 64 spaces of the energy structure of the I Ching matrix and the direct listing of the 33 laws of the physical universe. Let's go back a little. Let's remember the meaning and vectors of our body movements in the process of building our inner world. First, we created a circle of our points of view on our personal space. Then we drew circles from our points of view on those people who love us and whom we love. Then we collected all our points of view on the known methods and possibilities of earning our daily bread and on the places of application of our professional skills. In the end, on the 7th day of inventorying our points of view on the issue of providing ourselves with the fruits of a worthy and meaningful life, we agreed that the entire focus of our victories and problems lies in our own points of view on the surrounding space of our own inner world. Thus, we created the first body of the flower of our life. Then we realized that it would be nice to expand the boundaries of our own world by taking into account the points of view of the eyes around us, looking at us. In the process of this movement, on the 9th law of physical vacuum, we came to the form of the flower of life, ensuring our safety. This filled our hearts with unbridled courage and boldness of ambition of the heavenly wind Jiaochu. But, in the end, we had to stop at the limits of the physical capabilities of 24 hours of our day. However, we thought about the implementation of the possibility of expanding our time and memory by creating, around ourselves, the spaces of 6 worlds, which we were going to populate with the worldview of those who love us and whom we love. Thus, we created our own physical planetary model, in which we defined the role of its sun for ourselves. The 6 planets of our planetary model objectively became our retinue. The function of our retinue is to control the time of our work week. Since we were faced with the issue of controlling the time of our working year, we created the bodies of our 6 domestic pheasants and 6 domestic firebirds. We created these birds so that they, in conjunction with the planets that rule our days of the week, would organize daily year-round holidays. So that we ourselves, and all those around us, would live on a high emotional level. Simply put, we created a precedent for the happiness of our personal life. But here we came to the 24th law of physical shift. And we were struck by the thought that inside the form of the flower of life, created by us, on the day of the 9th law of physical vacuum, the free heavenly wind Jiao-Chu, lives in the body of the goldfish, fulfilling all desires. And then we made our world, the body of this golden fish. We provided this body with the space of the water of our desires and the cosmos of our fantasy. But when human design reminded us of altruism and the keys from self-love to selflessness were in our hands, we, by the power of the 27th law of physical power, designated the right border of our world. Then we created 2 pulsars to provide the rhythm of our golden fish's movement in the vastness of our desires and fantasy. Then we determined for ourselves the time and place for collecting information about the concept of speed. Then we looked at ourselves as a living star. And, by the power of the law of physical different action, we determined the exact number of our attachments to the world around us, and its exact upper and lower boundaries. Finally, we filled the upper and lower boundaries of our world with our dreams of the joy, of the unshakability of our presence in the world around us. And, by the power of the 32nd law of physical location, we finally formed the boundaries of our world. Today's 33rd law of physical focusing involves focusing our attention on some one point, the most important for us. And this point, obviously, should be in the very center of the world, created by us, for ourselves personally the day before. Now, our personal space, at one time formed by the power of the 9th law of physical vacuum, is located exactly in it. Therefore, all its 19 circles, like the law of today, we paint red. We paint the outer edges of this flower brown and pink. We need this so that we can clearly and easily see the beauty of the change in the picture of our world. Excellent! The day has taken place.